Emotional management in trading is the invisible skill that separates consistent traders from gamblers. Most people think the reason traders fail is because they don't know enough about technical analysis, candlestick patterns, or indicators. But the reality is much simpler. Traders fail because they cannot control their emotions when money is at risk. You can have the best trading system in the world, but if fear makes you hesitate, if greed makes you overtrade, if frustration makes you chase losses, or if excitement makes you forget your rules, then your system becomes useless. Emotional management is the foundation of everything. Without it, even the smartest trader will eventually blow up. With it, even a simple system can be turned into a powerful tool for long-term success. Fear is the first emotion we need to talk about, because it is the most common and the most destructive. Fear shows up when you hesitate to enter a trade that perfectly fits your setup. Fear shows up when you exit too early because you can't stand seeing your unrealized profits fluctuate. Fear shows up when you widen your stop loss because you're afraid of being wrong. The market constantly feeds fear, with red candles that trigger panic and volatility that shakes your confidence. The best way to manage fear is preparation. If you define your risk before you enter a trade, then you have nothing to fear. If you say, "I'm risking $20 on this trade, and if it fails, that's okay," then fear has no control. Fear only grows in uncertainty. When you eliminate uncertainty with a clear plan, fear loses its power. Greed is the opposite side of the coin, and it is just as dangerous. Greed whispers in your ear after a winning trade, "Why stop now? Do one more. Double your size. This is easy money." Greed convinces you to ignore your take-profit target because maybe the candle will keep going. Greed pushes you to risk more than you should because you want to get rich fast. But greed is a liar. Every trader who has blown an account knows the feeling of watching a winning trade turn into a huge loss simply because they didn't take profit when they should have. The way to beat greed is structure and gratitude. Structure means you predetermine your exits before you enter. Gratitude means you appreciate the money you already made instead of always wanting more. When you are thankful, you protect your gains. When you're greedy, you destroy them. Frustration is another emotion that ruins traders. It usually comes after a losing streak or after missing an entry. You feel the urge to jump back into the market right away, just to make the money back. This is called revenge trading, and it almost always ends badly. The market doesn't care about your frustration. It doesn't owe you anything. The only way to handle frustration is to reframe it. Instead of looking at a loss as punishment, look at it as feedback. Ask yourself, what did this trade teach me? Did I break a rule? Was my timing off? Was it simply bad luck? When you turn frustration into learning, you grow. When you let frustration control you, you spiral downward. Excitement is a sneaky enemy because it feels good. After a big win, you feel unstoppable. After a hot streak, you think you can't lose. Excitement makes you reckless, pushing you to increase your position size, take setups that aren't there, and break the very rules that gave you success in the first place. The way to manage excitement is humility. Remind yourself that the market doesn't care about your last win. Every trade is independent. No matter how good you feel, the next trade could still be a loser. Humility keeps you grounded. Excitement, if left unchecked, will destroy you just as quickly as fear or greed. The key to emotional management is awareness. You cannot control what you don't notice. That's why journaling is so powerful. Don't just write down your entries and exits. Write down your emotions before, during, and after each trade. Over time, you'll notice patterns. Maybe fear always hits when you increase your lot size. Maybe greed always shows up after 2 wins in a row. Maybe frustration always follows trades you entered without confirmation. Once you recognize the patterns, you can predict them. And once you can predict them, you can manage them.